Hey there, greetings everyone. It is GleeCon, and I'm back again. Did you miss me? I missed you. It's been a couple days, few days. I've been out of town on a business trip, and I am so happy to be back. I am exhausted and missing the comforts of my own bed, and the even greater comfort of spending my time with you guys. As you can tell, we are not on the kind of character load screen, so you know what that means. We're continuing our dungeon journey. We're going to run Gnomeregan on a horde character. This is Talanja you see before you. In the comments, thank you for someone reminding me that I was a fool, because I constantly get spotted when I'm trying to do ambush, and I never use distract, so I'm a ding-dong. So we're going to do Gnomeregan with the horde today. We have everybody here in place. We're going to do the summons. We're right out in front of the portal. It actually did not take me a crazy amount of time, maybe 15-20 minutes to get a group, which, considering it sometimes takes me 2 hours to get a group, I can't complain. So we have the whole group. We're waiting on our healer to come. They said they were out for a bio or whatever. We'll see if they're back, or at least we sent the summon. And it should be straightforward. This dungeon is a lot easier to... Well, I don't know that it's much easier to run, because there's just really not a lot. The dungeon itself is a pain. Look, these guys are all 34, 34, 60, and then I'm 30. So I'm definitely the baby. Put my poisons on. There's not a lot, but luckily, because I'm DPS, there's not a ton. I just have to really not screw things up. It seems like this group all had their crap together. They knew what they were doing. There was everybody has the transponder already, so they've all already prepped to probably run this dungeon before. I might have even run this with this roughneck rogue once before. Maybe even some of these others. I'm not sure. So I really think this should be a smooth run. We don't have anybody blasting through, other than the fact that our priest is 36. So what are the key things? Well, one, I'm going to kind of narrate a little bit as we go through notable mobs, path things. I'll try to do it almost from a walkthrough perspective. We can talk about some of the lore, although there's not a ton from the horde side. And then there's the potential escort quest, and then the grimy object, grimy ring. So I'm telling them that I'm going to do anything that they're up for, because my XP is sucky. I can use all the XP I can get, because I am barely just 30. I think 29 is the minimum. Like, they don't suggest doing this below 29. And I'm 30. I think the boss is maybe a 36 in that ballpark, so I'm going to be having a hard time even really hitting the boss. I did imply my poisons already, and I feel a little bad that I did that. No, I don't feel bad, but like, I worried. But then I was like, you know what? I'm probably gonna blow through the charges on each before I blow through the 25 minutes. I did know that we were waiting on someone to come back from, like I said, they said they were going to have a smoke. But I also felt like we could touch base on our. We also started last time our episode, the new book, The Art of World of Warcraft, and it's really spare. It's got some decent art, but it's also got some recycled art, and then there's like no words really, so it's just me talking, but we'll finish that one off tomorrow. So I will crank that out. I'm going to try to not take days off anytime soon, since I just had to miss so many with this trip. And an interesting trip it was. I don't even know. but yeah, I'm happy to be back and making this and getting some time. I'm gonna have some time off. I do have a full day tomorrow, but then Friday should be a transition day, and then I should get a week where I can work from home. I might take some days just because I'm tired. I'm gonna see how it goes, but I'm definitely gonna grind out content. I just have to do. I did run this dungeon with my healer, and that was a really smooth run. I've run it so many times that I'm very confident. I'm starting to know the ins and outs of the dungeon without a map or anything. My tanking run wasn't as good. I guess I'm just probably due to me not being the best tank in the world, but really it just depends on other mobs too. Look, you put this healing. This guy is depends. Like even if you have one really strong person, in this case, our strongest person is this priest. All right. So I'm gonna let them know that the summons are incoming, and we will get going now. So one way that this will be a pinch faster is you don't have to, and we'll talk about that kind of as we go too. We can cut some corners here. One way is that we will not have to clear the exterior. We can just get right to business. There we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna hit right up there. There, automatically switch to me. And then we're just gonna see if anything. I will get them going. Very cool. See, sometimes it like auto. Oh, he's running. Dang it. Okay. So he did run, and nobody else was quite ready. My slice and dice is already worn off. I do love having a party with a rogue. It's just so much. Oh, bro. Roughneck is saying, how do you make this thing work? You need the goblin transponder. So that means we're going to probably have to wait for him to hearth back.
Not enough energy.
I shouldn't have done that, but whatever. See, I was going to use slice and dice there, and then it didn't really work out. Alright, that's okay, because I'll take the XP just from killing. You don't need the white punch card, so you don't need any of the grinding. I don't see him. I asked him if he had it. So that's a bummer. Alright, so nature spell damage, I don't need that. I'm going to describe what they need to do. You pick up Rig Wars. So basically, summoning. Okay, they got... Oh. We could just summon him in. We could just summon him into the dungeon, I forgot. So that's good. We just summoned him in. Way better than that. Alright, so 86 damage on the... That's actually worse. Everything about that is worse than what I have. So I thought about that, you know, I was like... No need to worry about my distraction skills. If I have a tank. It's just a nice matter of ambushing. Now I don't have any. I think Eviscerate, I guess, is probably my best one. I don't even know why I'm doing that. Alright, so I like that. I love that. Okay. Rogues do really have great damage within a dungeon. They are just... This is where they shine. I just have to kind of get my rotation going about what I really want to do. But the XP right now, especially outside of this dungeon, split 5 ways, is pathetic. I haven't even gotten... I've gotten like maybe 1.5% or something of a level. So that's what's a shame, is that it's all about the quests, and the quests just aren't there. I don't know why it said it wasn't ready, but let's see how much I get. There comes the second guy. Okay, so basically what we're doing, as you saw, we wrap around that corner and we walk into Gnomeregan. As a horde, you don't have to go after Tech Bot outside. The white punch cards that you get, you don't have to worry about that. I don't need a dervish thing of healing either, because these spells are worthless. So then once we come in here, there's no point. If you notice, it's kind of like this dungeon's very circular. It's like a series of concentric circles. So you don't want to go to the right because it's a dead end. There's nothing there. So never go right unless you're literally out here trying to just kill every possible mob. So if that's your goal, cool, go for it. Yeah, the key too as a rogue is that in Classic, the combo points are attached to every individual mob. They're not something you're building up on your own. So you really have to spend them wisely. Now, throughout here, there's basically 3 types of mobs. There are these guys, which are the Burrowers. They're a melee-focused, tougher mob. They will stay at you and just do basically... I think they have a Sunder move. That's about it. That really matters. And then there's the Irradiated ones that are the green ones. So, those have a ranged attack, so they aggro a little bit less easily, and then they do nature damage, because it's basically like a poison style attack. And then the third type of thing that you'll find are the ambushers. So the ambushers are a non-elite mob, because their purpose is not to actually do anything. They're kind of like a rogue template. Oh, that's a cloth belt. I don't need that. They don't do anything particularly noteworthy, but they constantly they rotate throughout the dungeon. So they can just basically add a mob on a distraction when you're not really ready for it, and throw like create a little bit of a snafu when you otherwise wouldn't be messing with one. See, that's the radiation bolt that guy throws. Oh, I got that off. I didn't. I was trying to get a slice and dice picked off. It doesn't really matter. Alright, so the only other thing that's really annoying is, as you saw, all types of trogs flee on once they reach a certain kind of like low level of life. Now, if you come to the back here, we're probably not going to have the opportunity to read this, but Blastmaster Emmy Shortfuse, even though she's a gnome, she does start an event, a triggering event. So it basically just says, like, with your help, we can, she says, I can evaluate these tunnels. Let's see if we can find out where these trolls are coming from, put a stop to the invasion. And so she comes over here, and these suspicious ones that have the movable boulders, they're obviously where the quote-unquote trogs are coming from. Such devastation. What a horrible mess. So I guess ostensibly, if we're looking at this from a lore perspective, somehow these trogs have busted their way in, and this is the main area. So it's quiet here. By helping her do this event, I guess we're sealing them off. The guy says, I could use a mow. Too quiet. But it's kind of silly because they are already burst. Look, over there in the tunnel wall. So, defend me while I blast the hole closed. I see, Mark of the Wild. So that's it. It's all ambushers for the most part. The waves do become, you know, let me see if I can get one that's full life and try to bust up a couple of sinister strikes. There you go. Get something going. So these guys are, yeah, the waves are not at all difficult. What is, I guess, the only, I don't need a wand. The only thing that's really, that you really have to consider about the whole thing is she is on an event timer, so she's setting up an explosive here, and she's setting up an explosive to the right. And as this pack of ambushers, and eventually the ambushers will start to add a couple other things, like, whatchamacallit, the ones we were just talking about, the ones that are melee, the burrowers or whatever. So eventually those will start to get into the mix as well, but really not very much. I don't think they add any irradiated because it would be more trouble than it's worth. But once she says, I don't think one charge is going to cut it, keep fending them off, which adds this second set of waves, really. You can go up in there, there's no penalty for, like, going up inside the... Yeah, I can't even get a slice of dice off, but I guess it doesn't matter. So then she says, get back before they blow, and she is not getting around. I talked about this when we did this with Alliance. Incoming blast in 10 seconds, so that's a real 10-second blast. Oh, she's a troll rogue too, so it's troll rogue. We got two of them. When they blow, if you are in the vicinity, it's all fire in the hole! It's a one-shot kill. Now we will basically rinse and repeat. Notice there were no elites that time. There will be a couple troll burrowers this time, and a boss. The first boss of the dungeon. I don't believe he drops anything noteworthy. I don't even think he can drop a blue. But, you know, we're doing it for the XP, so we've got ourselves... Well done. Without your help, I would never be able to thwart that wave of trogs. Did you hear something? I heard something over there. So it's the same kind of deal. And the boss in this one, we talked about it last time, he is essentially a mini-boss version. More trogs, warn them off as I prepare the explosives. He's basically a mini-boss version of a trog burrower, and he comes with a basilisk. So yeah, so this is also part of the why we're getting no XP. These guys are worth freaking 6 XP each. Oh, there you go. So there's a burrower type. Oh, he wants me. Okay. Okay, there you go. I gotta... He really wants me. So I'll pull him out. Since he has decided to aggro onto me. There we go. Let's get him as we run. And the little girl is actually... I don't know that I've ever seen her fight before. Not to say that it doesn't happen, but... Okay. Notice there's no real notable mob, but every now and then you will see one of these crime-encrusted objects drop. That's useful because the first time you turn it in, it's worth some XP. Other than that, it's just a pain. It costs 3 silver every time you want to drop one, and it usually drops 4. If you have no neck slot, you can get a green bind-on-equipped necklace, so that's the only real benefit to this. Is you could hypothetically do this over and over again and get your whole squad equipped with necklaces. And they're always they're green, they usually always have 2 stats. The first charge is set, stand back. She says that, but it's not real. I don't have a necklace, so I will most likely pay for mine, especially since I'm a rogue and I can stealth there. What's this, a blunderbuss? Oh, because I want to teach her guns. I need to do that for her. We come from below. You can never stop us. See, that's the mob there. So go straight for him. He can aggro both. Okay. Oh, so they're going for the chomper. Okay. Now we've got him. Now I can do my best to go after Homeboy here. Yeah, unlike a feral druid, you don't really have the opportunity to, like, do the pop-it. I don't know how I'm supposed to gain all this energy. Durable Boots of the Owl, that's an intellect spirit cloth. No. Alright, so then she says, nice work! I'll set up the charges to prevent any more chogs from making it to the surface. Which, if you hang out by those, that will also kill you. There's no point. But see, it's pretty quick. She doesn't give you the 10-second warning that time. Fire in the hole! And then that's it, you're dead. So we gotta see these ambushers, essentially the whole first part of the dungeon, they're out there in force. Alright, so even with the boss, we're barely past 5%. Sad. Again, you can kill if you want. Kill those guys. Leave your friends behind. But your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, and they're no friends of mine. Alright, so I'm gonna just stealth my way through. And I want to stick to the backstab because the damage is better, but also keep the slice and dice going. Let's just automatically switch over to another one. Go to the irradiated. Now I can watch for a kick. I really wanted to help the team, but it's almost not worth it because the damage isn't anything special. It's not like Shadow Bolt damage or something like that. Okay. Alright, so again, just... Oh, look, my poisons are off. So they did wear off. I blew through my 40 charges long before the 25 minutes. Unless it's been longer than I thought. Okay. Now we go in here to the clean room. So there is nothing... I mean, there is more stuff. Yes, but so this leads to the clean room. So basically you just keep going around the circle. So the first thing you go to is an optional boss. The second thing you go to takes you to the clean room, which is where you can clean those grime-encrusted objects. You can also do the escort quest. And it leads to the further part of the dungeon, it leads to the second boss of the dungeon. I'm gonna go after him since that's who he's really focusing on. And then what you want when you come in here, you want to take the right path because the left one takes you to the back door. So if you go over by TechBot, there's like a secondary door you can get when you get the workshop key, which I don't even remember where you get the workshop key from. One of the bosses. I think it's from like this boss, this way. So, that's the back door. I'm just telling them that this is the dead end way. So this was the way that we go down this way. So this is the clean room. This is where you get your grime-encrusted objects. This is also where you kill the gnomes. So these are a little tougher than the average mob in this dungeon. Certainly at this kind of phase of the dungeon. So the XP is a little better on these guys throughout. So this is, see, that was 182. Okay. So this guy is like a he's a non-elite mob. Okay, so now I'll bring them over. I aggroed a couple, but these guys aren't particularly. She threw a bomb. I guess I could like vanish and pop back out to hit ambushes and stuff, but I don't want to waste all my flash powder on that. So it's just matter. There's also healers in here. Really, you should go for the healers first. These medics, they're really I should have been going for first. And there's warriors, which are, you know, like the tanks. So they're basically like little dungeon parties. The medics are definitely the highest priority. And you kind of want, as a horde, you kind of want to clear these guys out. Alliance, you don't have to deal with that. So now we've got the medics. I did have to kick the medic's heel on that one. But yeah. Yeah, as you can see, they're not like incredibly tough, but because they are much higher level, a few levels higher, the XP is much better. So it's worth it. And yeah, nothing really special. You can't use the shop. So I'm going to do this grime-encrusted ring at least once, because even if I don't come back here, I want it once, because that was worth, if you look, we jumped up, basically doubled the XP that I've had so far. So now these are Cavern Deep Reavers. So these Cavern Deep Reavers, this is a burrower, same as before, but the Reavers are a little bit stronger. You know, so they're bigger, they're stronger. Burrower, that's a Reaver. So I'm telling them that we can clear the room, and then we'll find where the escort's at. I'm probably gonna get, yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna aggro that Irradiant Pillager. And then we'll just see how that goes. So the XP hopefully should start to become a little better now that we're fighting the Reavers. This little Pillagers, nothing special. Okay, normally this would be where you would find your punch bots. Also, that's not really a thing. When you're horde, it's not really a thing. It's not a thing at all. So the ambusher, and then maybe someone else has brought some of that on. Okay, so we are definitely going to be aggroing a few throughout. That's okay. There's a irradiated one behind getting me. It's this guy. I'm constantly just spamming. So my girl's like, I don't have enough energy. I know. And this room is not necessarily hard. It can spiral.
energy.
It could spiral. I could see that happening. If you just kind of let them chain from kill to kill, I could definitely see this room getting a little out of control. Also, if any of them got unlucky and like ran into a room, see that happening too. So. Alright, so I'm going to scout out where the escort is. Is he in this room? No. Okay, and plus I'm passively gaining XP while I do it, so it's kind of greedy. No, not there. So we'll just see. Not this one. Don't need a shadow cloth one. So it's always one of these rooms, but there's a bunch of options, and so, okay. Alright, so it'll be up here. And basically, you don't have to do it. You can peek your way around too, but you're going to aggro on and get a couple other unnecessary fights, which, whatever, it's all XP. But the best way to do it is like I did. Take a character that has, take a class that has stealth and peek your way in. I've seen him, like, probably in, I don't know if he can spawn in every single room, but I've definitely seen him personally in at least 4 different rooms. This room right here is probably the most common one.
What happened?
Okay,
the last thing I
let's listen to
remember is
him
being
as he
captured
reads.
by a group of dark iron dwarves, beaten to within an inch of my life, and
Get me
then
outta here.
thrown in here with these filthy trogs. Get me out of here, adventurer. Here's the plan. Lead me to the exit. If we make it out alive, you go to Booty Bay and let Scooty know that I went to Ratchet to warn Tinkerwiz of the Dark Iron's involvement in the making of that super rig. Let's get going.
So it is a little glitchy, this quest. I have had it fail. So first of all, every once in a while it will glitch and this thing, it won't even spawn. I talked about this last time. So the way you can tell if the quest doesn't spawn is if that alarm bot doesn't spawn, the quest isn't going to spawn. This is about the 10th to 15th time I've ran this month. And I would say in that time... I've seen it not spawn like maybe 3 times. Okay, second thing is this alarm bot can glitch out in a number of different ways, positive and negative. So he can glitch out in a way that makes it, if you can like hit him with say like a frost nova, that kind of thing, you can actually glitch him out to where he won't, he'll get stuck. I'm gonna wait for my party here. Let him come. I see the exit, hurry, hurry. And see, then he says you have 20 seconds. So once he says you have 20 seconds, I'm guessing you have really 20 seconds? I don't know. You go all the way as far as you can. But then he'll, like, stop. See, look, he glitched and stopped. That little effer. So now he may or may... But he's not dead. So I don't know what makes it happen. But... See, he's coming. Thank goodness. Okay. Alright, so he stopped right there. Don't know what triggers the stop. The bomb blew up. That can trigger that can trigger a fail state. Sometimes you can make the bomb blow up far away and trigger an auto win state. I've seen that happen once. So you can, like they just said, you can run if you want. Doesn't really matter. Try to shoot for the gear. I'm a rogue, so I use my boots. That helps. Doesn't really matter. Had we gone back to the dorm room, it exits right there, I think. So yeah, that's where the dorm exits from, and then we would come out here. So now we just look for the boss. There is a boss in this room. Again, there's a quest in this room when you do this with Alliance. With the Horde, there's the boss over there. Okay. So basically, these guys are oozes, nature damage, and elementals. They probably are immune to my poison, so if I run out of poison, no need to reapply here. I did tag the boss. The tank's going this way, so okay. I will too. Why not? I probably aggroed that elemental because I'm so low level. Not anything amazing as far as drops. Some of the elementals can have this nasty, especially the boss, 100% does it, has this nasty debuff that makes you walk extremely slow when they die. If you get caught in that green cloud right there, if you walk through that, it's a gross debuff. The boss himself is just typical, I guess, elemental type crap. Nothing special. Again, I'm not going to be hitting him with anything good because my poisons, see, he's immune to my poison. My poison would have procced right there, but nothing for me to do other than just wail away. But yeah, as you saw right there, nothing special. That's greed. Those are the best cloth boots you can get. They're really good. I never get them. But they don't do anything for me. I'm not swords. There's a couple decent swords. There is one decent dagger that can drop in this dungeon. So, there's unfortunately the one time I'm freaking... the one time I'm getting this dungeon with my rogue, I have another rogue. So if that rogue doesn't have better daggers, luckily they're higher level than me, but I'm most likely going to be competing on any dagger need rolls I do, unless they're not a dagger. No. He looks like he might... I can't tell. These might be daggers. Okay, so... whatever, it is what it is. I really think I've done something with this roughneck person before. If not a dungeon, something. So, now we just kind of clear our way through. This really is not bad. It's just that there's so many little phases to this dungeon. It's really not long. Those boots are really amazing. If you are a clothy, hands down, they're worth it. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend doing this dungeon just for that. Whether you're a healer or a DPS, there's really nothing comparable from the cloth boots anytime near that. So, considering this dungeon is not that bad to get to for either faction, I strongly recommend it. Should have done my slice and dice, but what else? Alright, so we'll come up here on the path, and then here we start the next phase. Now on Alliance, this is where the dungeon starts to get really annoying because you have to be fighting for the essential artificials every time, but guess what? You don't have to do that as the Horde. Okay, so these guys, again, the little men are not quite as bad because they are not immune to stuff. but the ones on the walkers, they're immune. I'm actually gonna go ahead and try to build up my combo points. No, I'm playing with fire here. I got it. I got a full 5-point thing. I also just noticed that my poison wore off. These guys are immune to poison, so I'm not gonna really stress it too much. Yeah. I did switch to Sinister Strike last time to see if I can get that up. Okay, just really, there's not even any point in eviscerating. Just keep the slice and dice going. Okay, so not too bad. These guys are tough. These little birds, they're tough, but they're not like they're not doing anything like amazing. Let me put my poisons back on. So we are, I don't know the time, I'd have to look at the end of this whole thing what the timestamp is. But I imagine we have not been an hour in this dungeon already. I really think it's been probably about half an hour. So, you know, you can hit the... I don't know what old Roughneck is doing as far as their moves. Okay, so we got some kills. Again, we're not even 25% of the way. Ugh. This, I'm telling you, Talanji is just absolutely screwed. She is so out of luck. I don't know what the answer is. That little guy back there is a leprous defender. They're kind of cool in that you get the sense that they're like a mechanical, but they're not. They are just a regular human that just have those neat little suits on. As you saw right there, they have the guns. But they're much less tough than the other guys. These guys that ride it, the mechanized sentry, it's kind of silly because even though they count as a mechanical, they're obviously one of the gnome dudes sitting at the top. Okay, so this is really taking us into the second part of the dungeon, because in the beginning we fought trogs, then we fought some oozes, which is kind of a unique thing. It's all sort of natural, where you could really hit heavy on the nature resistance. And now we're transitioning with these guys, with these mechanized walkers. It's getting you used to the idea that things are going to be more and more robot-oriented, and they are. And that's really what you get for the rest of the dungeon. All of the remaining bosses are robotic. Most of the mobs are robotic. There's the only thing that the mechanized sentries do that's noteworthy, other than the fact that they're solid, is that they have an electrified net attack that they can use, which is an immobilization attack that they use that also does a little bit of light damage. So that's the only really noteworthy thing. Have a way to break a freeze. So this is bringing us into the kind of the center core of this is the middle of the dungeon. I would classify this as mid. So the trogs and the clean room and the other thing, that's the beginning of the dungeon, and I would solidly say this is middle dunjo, middle dung. So we got an alarm bot over here. And those things, I have seen them bring the house down. I don't know what triggers it. I don't know how far the range is. Now, with, this is a whole different shebang here. These guys, if for someone like me, a rogue, single target, just focus on the one elite you'll get each time. That's all I can say. Everybody else, this is your time to shine. AoE, your arcane explosions, probably a good bet. The tank is not focusing on this guy, so I'm drawing all the aggro. Just switched over to him. Yeah, he's still on me. Fine. That just means that I can't, there we go. He just pulled him. Now, the only other thing I can really say is the little guys right here, these lepers. That's cool. You can really go either way. I'm not going to feel like typing it out. It's technically slightly shorter to go to the left if you're Horde, because after you beat the boss, because this is the room that has boss 3, after you beat that boss, then you can just walk back the way you came. It's equidistant, whichever side you pick. It's just, you'll have to clear most of the rest. You'll have to clear this entire floor if you go right, which is what we're doing. Honestly, these guys are easy kills, and the XP is decent. I'm at 25.5, yeah. So, really, I'm just going to go ahead and dance between each mob. If you're a low level or not really tank spec'd as a druid or a warrior, it can sometimes be tough to get the rage you want from these guys. So I've been part of groups with a low level tank where they wanted you to actually kill the little weak ones first, because the little guys weren't even generating, or maybe it was the opposite, a high level person that wasn't tank spec, I don't know, but they were like, these little guys don't even generate rage on me, so just, they're like, you guys kill them, let me get my rage going. I don't know, so that's something to consider. I hadn't really thought about that strategy, but it kind of makes sense. It kind of keyed me in on the importance of being hit. Okay, so we also have this Peacekeeper bot coming right now. So I'm kind of letting my DPS go off because I wanted to save it for this guy. So again, he's immune or whatever. There we go. Okay, so let's get my full slice and dice. The Peacekeeper bot is the first of the real true bots. Those mechanized ones are sort of a hybrid. So everything you see from this point going forward is a bot, and they all have a specialty, something that they do that's unique to annoy you. Now the little gnomes, I started to say, their annoying thing is they can heal the robots. They have this like beam that heals robots. So that's a pain in the butt cheeks. Those Peacekeeper bots are not that bad. They look actually tougher than they are. The only thing they really do that's annoying is they have this move that pacifies you. So I believe it makes you de-aggro, so the enemies won't attack you anymore, but you cannot do anything. It's pretty annoying. I mean, you can walk around and stuff, so it's like... Alright, so we've pretty much cleared it off. Normally this would be... you would also be getting the essentials the whole time you're doing this. But this is where you would come get your next punch card if you're Alliance, but for this, it's just coming for the third boss. Now this boss, most notable drop out of this boss is, he drops his leg. It's a pretty common drop. It's a blue one-handed sword, no stat bonuses, but it does do like nature damage. He's solid for a sword rogue, it's solid for tanks. Because tanks don't care as much about the solid overall damage anyway. Now, because we came this way, we might as well clear these guys. Yeah, I'm gonna try to, again, I'm just picking up my points here. Yeah, we're gonna have to go that way anyway. Oh, it's rogue and rogue. That rogue must be outperforming me because I'm not aggroing in a competition with him. Which makes sense. He's or she is... I don't need that. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. Okay. So, but notice, like in this tier, nothing's really coming. Alright, so here's boss 3. This is the Electrocutioner 6000. He's just a tank and spank. He does nothing special. I don't think he has a knockoff move. He's considered a robot. He's just, he has electric power. So if you have resistance to electricity...
Electric justice!
That's it. That's all that matters. Because he's a robot, I don't think, he's probably immune to all this other crap. I haven't even been using my racial. Shows you kind of how rusty I've been. That's it. So we've already taken him down. That's the Electrocutioner leg. I'm agreed on that. I don't need that because I'm dagger spec. They're all... You do get the workshop key. So now we have access to the back door, which would... All it lets you do is just go into the clean room. And not even directly. You have to fight your way up a stupid thing first. So here's another Peacekeeper. So we've got a couple little mob packs to clear. Oh, I need to get my daggers back on. The Crowd Pummeler is good because it's a two-handed mace. Okay, so they just decided to drop. That is a viable... drop. So they just came over here. Fine. So... there's no need to do it this way. So I'm not gonna... I like to coach... some of these levels. Alright, so, but I'm not gonna this time because this group doesn't seem... it just doesn't really seem, it's not a super high communication group. I'm also talking to you guys, so... I don't want to... that's my one flaw. So what will happen if you notice, he just dropped that mine. And once you got that mine dropped, it is all bets off. You gotta... Now, a lot of people think you can AO, like, proximity yourself out of the mine. That is a lie. You cannot do that. The range is so much greater than what it looks like. I have never had success doing that. I have only had success with attacking the mine. Now, this quest drops in the same way we did when we did the Alliance run. We hope that the Dark Irons will drop the ring, and that's it. We're just going to hope that happens. So I'm going to go ahead and get as many points as I can on this guy. This is an orange for me. So I'm switching over to the mine now at this point. And I'm just going to take it out as much as I can. And then I'm switching back over to the Dark Iron. So in my mind, I know for sure that works. I don't know, I can't speak for other strategies, but I know for sure if you switch over and kill the mines, it will work. Now the Arcane Nullifiers are that's a third bot. It's similar to the Peacekeeping bot. They're annoying, but they're only annoying to casters. If you're not a caster, they do nothing to you. They're just a thing, but what they do is they blanket themselves and all adjacent mobs in this green thing from time to time. And at that point, they will reflect any and all spells. The only right there. At that point in time, casters have to switch to mobs. Switch to ones. Like maybe there's a maybe you can dispel it. I don't know. I haven't tried. I've only agility spirit 98. Agility stamina. I'm gonna greet it. It's not. It's in a dungeon like this. It's a side grade. Really, like it's a little bit more armor, but I'm losing all that stamina. So armor is actually better than stamina. If you do the math point for point, point of armor is better than a point of. Okay, so you just have to. Let me get this. Okay, so they're going after him. Alright, so this is where I've got to listen. There we go. So if you listen, I hear two. There you go. So you just gotta keep dropping these mines. You can't back away from the mines. Like, that's the thing. These people think that it's a thing, but everyone thinks that. Like, oh, let me just not be right on the mine. That's not how it works. Okay, that's okay. I'll get him. I'll do it for him. That's alright, because all it takes is one dedicated, especially a fast melee DPS like a rogue. Okay. That's it. You just gotta get the mines out. And really what you want to do is not do AoE. Alright, let's see if we got the ring from any of those, please. Oh man, I got a Graham encrusted object. Alright, we did not get any ring that I saw. So that's a bumsky wumsky. And then here's the next thing. It's a big tank. We saw one over there. The tanks are really just high DPS. Their lives are not necessarily impressive. Okay. So this is a side way you can get. You can actually... We jumped off and skipped a couple rooms. This is... I don't like that myself because what you do is, one, you seal yourself off in case you have to run back to the clean room. Two, you can get yourself disoriented if you're not rock solid with the dungeon. So I do hate when people do this. It just shows a level of impatience. It's like, the dungeon takes so long anyway. It's already so long. What are you waiting on? Like, what are you rushing to save yourself like 5-10 minutes? Like, just do the dungeon. Like, what's the penalty? You have to clear a few more mobs? It's just... I just don't get it. Alright, so... Alright, so we got this little kill pack here, not a biggie. Yeah, see, if you notice, that was sort of like a AoE burst he did. I got that just in time. So, it's fine. We're killing these non-elites. It's fine, I'll take those non-elites on. I mean, if you look, we're slowly adding up our... I mean, we're at 40%. I'm at 40%, so I've gained 40% of a level. This guy said oops. I'm guessing he's meaning oops about the pack he pulled. Not a big deal. These things aren't bad. Okay. Alright, so this is a Frostwalker. Exact same deal. It's just frost, you know? What the heck? I could not get that. I don't know why. I kept saying I was not behind the target. It's annoying. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that because now everyone's focus is going to shift. And I don't think I can get a backstab. dice off in time. Okay. Go, same deal. Yeah, the Frostwalkers. Look, I've already burned through my dagger again. I'm waiting for both to come off. I'm buying charges on the offhand. Whatever. Okay. Got that going. Alright. Now we gotta go up the Ellie. And then, so now we are quite close to the end of the dungeon. So those of you that have been watching and learning here, or just watching, enjoying, whatever, you're quite close. Again, I wouldn't run this dungeon this way on my own. I would take my time. Doesn't really matter.
Warning, warning, intruder alert, intruder
Yeah, so he dies. So we'll go this way. Now, this is another circular room. You don't have to clear the whole thing. You just have to clear... It's basically 4 little rooms. And you just have to kill 3 out of the 4 and you'll be fine. 72 XP, though, for that little non-elite. So yeah, basically you just want to kill... You want to clear... You have to kill... I think it's 2 rooms. And the halfway point is where you fight Crowd Pummeler. He's in a room on his own. There's not really anything there. The only thing I would say is that the... Oh, look, we got a level up there. Nice. Give a little grats to the tank who leveled. Okay. So... And if you notice, like, we have had no problems with healing or anything like that. Like, no one's been even close. I don't think I've drawn enough aggro to even have to... I think the healer healed me once. Oops, I used to... I missed. Now, that's the one thing. There are some pats. I'll greed that, but you can use that in one of the machines, and I want it. So I can actually get an engineering recipe, and this is for my engineer. So it's not a quest, but you'll see, I want to say, so here's the Crowd Pummeler boss. Now he can knock you back, so you gotta be sort of careful how you stand. He can do this melee spin that can totally drop you. Not that worried about. Ooh, he almost got me. I thought to myself, you know, I was that's a good drop for them. Now we can just go back the way we came. So it says big ups from Smites. He's a Tauren Druid. That's our... Yeah, nobody else is going to use it, so that's great. He can have it, and that's good. Good job for him. So... Yeah, we can just go right over to the elevator and not have to do anything special. So now we can come back down, and now basically we have like 2 to 3 mob packs in the final boss, and we're done. All is not lost. We still have a chance of getting the ring. If not, I'm pretty sure I got it on, I think I got it on my orc. I think I got it on one of my characters. Now I can use this right here to use my engineering schematic. So, see, give me access to the hidden things. But my engineering's not high enough. So I use that card, but I guess my engineering at 137 is not enough, so keep that in mind if you do this. I'm tossing this then, because it's useless. I think maybe it's possible that those access different machines, but I don't really care. I've only ever used it and gotten a good recipe out of it like once. because I don't always have an engineer when I come here, and I've had the opposite happen too, where I brought a really good engineer in, and it was like, well, there's nothing for you here. But it's possible that I wish I had more answers for you there. It's possible they are coded specifically to like the key cards might be tied into the letter of the console. It's possible. Alright, so these are more of these arcane nullifiers. They can kind of pat a little bit too, so I have had fights where I've pulled a fight with one of these and the dark irons, and then next thing you know, I'm fighting two of these and a pack of dark irons. It can be rough. Actually, you get just close enough, and then you can't ambush. And I don't know what's better, to lose the seconds walking or to get that. Ah, crap. Now this is the hallway where that intruder alert can get you. So now we've got to be careful. Oh, look, we just pulled a mine. There's people that came. So I didn't even see that dark iron there. I don't know if we pulled them. I don't know what the heck happened. So we'll see. But as you see, this dungeon is long, even with a pretty smooth run where we're skipping like some walking around. Heavy blasting powder. I mean, she needs it. She is. Okay, so this is another very hard pull. Okay, so I don't know what he's going for, but my job is to stick. Okay. Stick to these mines. That's my job. People I might be an unsung hero, but I know how necessary it is. Okay. We just pulled another one. This is actually where the other person says that's the hardest pull or whatever. I actually feel like maybe this is the hardest pull. If you don't do, if you accidentally screw up. Okay. Here's dropping a mine. And look, see what they do? They can. They shield the mines too. But what you have to do is. Oh, there's another one. You have to listen. So one thing I do is I constantly tab. So I'm tabbing. See, as you can see me with my targets up there. And look, there you go. So now that there's only one guy, I can stay focused on him and I can see when he's about to drop it. So I stay that. The other thing you do is you have to listen. It's a little harder when I'm hearing myself feedback in the mic. You can also, if you look to the left, you can see in the orange the text that says, "Yes! We got lucky, guys." They dropped it. So now the healer has to try to get in there. It's going to be tough. Okay, so it's... Okay, so it's down to one. It's so close. I tried to stun him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, so we do have to, after the boss, because now we have this dungeon. Grime-encrusted ring. You've uncovered what appears to be a ring from the corpse of one of the Dark Iron Dwarves. We did this with Millie also. It's difficult to tell what kind of ring it is. Yeah, we can go for the nullifier first because there's no dwarves on this. However, dirt and hardened residue cake the item completely, making make wearing it impossible. You think you can make out the slight luster of precious metal and maybe even the glint of a gem under the residue?
Not enough energy.
There's no point for me to even use my poison right now because it's all pretty much robot from here on out. If you're going to make use of this ring, you're going to need to find something to get the hardened residue off it. And that's where we take the cleaners from, you know, we just have to be patient. So we're going to do that on this episode, the first part, and that's good because that means with Talanji on our turn-in episode in a couple days, I'll be able to give it everything for you, which is good. We did it for Alliance, now we can do it for Horde. And we're pretty much done. We have this, we have a couple little mobs right here, and then we have, actually it looks like 3, because we have 2 nullifiers and we have a Dark Iron Agent. And then, we will have the final boss. So I'm happy. Oh, I guess I didn't pick up the thing. Okay, so remember we're gonna go. There's only one of these guys, so I can really get my focus on. He will drop. Now these guys you could use the poison on. So if I had poison it would make me a little bit more effective there. I'm not gonna do it for one. I didn't. There you go. Okay, so he did drop a mine. Get that going. There you go. Okay, so we took it off. Now there's 2 arcane nullifiers. These are pains because they do hit pretty hard. And a lot of times casters just won't be quick enough. They'll start casting. They'll drop that right there, and then they'll wing themselves with their own spells. So. I feel like, oh, we still have both going. Yeah, especially with 2 going, it's a little pain. Now, I feel a little bit okay because even if not everybody wants to go, or even if nobody wants to go back, we can stealth our way back. We'll be able to make it back to the clean room. It's annoying if nobody wants it. Even if one, though, does. Yeah, they are. Alright, so solid. And we're at 51%, so not the best XP, but we have a couple quests we can turn in. We have a fine mess, we have rig wars, which we will get, and we have a grime encrusted ring, we have one more pack, and we have one more boss. Yeah. So let's go for the nullifier first. Why not? Although I could also see saying, "Hey, take out the weak non-elites first, since I'm weak compared to the rest of the party. By far I'm the lowest level one, so I could see either way." All right, so I just got a full 5-pointer on. Slice and dice, that's all I was building up for. Just helping take this down. My DPS is not the best. No daggers dropped. Special elite mob boss didn't drop. So we did get fairly lucky. I guess I'm trying to think of. We didn't get lucky about. I mean, all the main items you want, the big ticket items, the cloth boots, the pummeler, the electrocutioner sword, they all dropped. Alright, cool. So we are all clear to go. Now this boss, a lot of times people will say, oh, you need to hit the bombs because bombs will routinely spew out of here. I find that doesn't really matter, in all honesty. So he's 34, so I thought he might have been at level 36. Wrong, he's only at 34. So, really not that big a deal. I am going to drop my silver. I'm up to 5. I'm going to drop silver doing my grime encrusted objects. Looks like I only have 8. Well, that's really not too bad. If nothing else, I'll get some ore. If I get lucky, I will get,
Yo, servers! Gnomeregan is mine!
Lucky, I'll get more than that. Okay, so... Alright, so we're gonna get these things going, and I'm gonna see what I can get. Okay, I've got 10 seconds. Really don't know what his goal is. You see those little bombs right there. Now, this is a heavy melee party. Oh. So he's got multiple... Alright, I think I'm good. Now any points I had saved up, I would save for an eviscerate, but the backstab is still the best. 20 seconds is probably... Yeah. Maybe I get one more backstab. Use my eviscerate, but there we go. That only did 47. Alright, so I don't need that. I will take the Goblin Rocket Boots. I'll need that. I'll greed that. Intellect and Stamina, I'll greed it. Left arm, because it's a two-handed axe, I'll greed it. That's nice. You can also get a pretty decent shield. That gives you the combo. There's a chest back here. So I did get... Oh, I got the cap. I may decide to eventually get that. So back behind... So he drops these blueprints, and then you use it back here, and that's how you get the Rig Wars quest. Completion. Okay. Okay, so if anybody, yeah, they might have, some people might have already done it, but I can stealth as needed. Looks like I've got at least 2 people coming with. So. So it's, yeah, now we have the tank at least, and we have a warlock. We don't have any... So he says, ah, that's far. I mean, it's far, but it's whatever. Okay. Alright, so... I'll tell... Now, if the tank leaves, I'm gonna have the Warlock Soulstone himself, because I can always stealth. And he could, get himself out of there if need be. Yeah, so this is what I'm telling them is, this is where all these times we jump down is going to hurt us. Because you're skipping a fight or two here and there. I'll vanish if I have to. I mean, heck, I'll res my way out of it if I need to. I mean, I'll die. If I have to, I'll die and we'll go back and turn it in. Now I'll go after the mine. It's okay. Alright. It's okay. Let's see, we got it. No worries. Ooh. That is better. I'm gonna need that one. Alright, so there you go. I got a slight upgrade. I got this cloak. So it's green. I don't know what the difference is in what my other one was. This is a P-spot, though. It's not an arcane nullifier, so that part's better. These guys just have that passive thing. Really, no worries. Alright. So, yeah, there's really not... Like I said, this is where the jumping down hurts us. Because... now we're going to have to fight our way back through everything we jumped down to skip. I mean, whatever. I'll take the increased XP. Gotta fight our way back up. This is how it works. So let's see what he does.
Is not ready yet.
And like I said, I can vanish. We're just gonna have to. Yeah, that's what I say. He should be doing that because all these little stinkers.
Not enough energy. I do not have
So these technicians that kind of stay out of the range. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to see.
energy.
It's dicey. Okay, so we'll let them get healed up. Okay. All right, so this is non-elite pack.
It is too far away.
Alright, so basically, yeah, we just kind of make it work. He's doing now, that's what, I would not do that if I were him. That's the Inferno, that's the move where he hurts himself to basically cast the Warlock's version of Arcane Explosion. I don't know that I'd be running that, particularly myself. But we're getting more XP, so I'll take it. To the right here, to the left, we go up here. Alright, so here we've made our way back out of this part. Except we jumped down here, so you're gonna have to deal with, like, that's what I'm saying, we're paying for it one way or the other. You save time on the way down, and now we are not saving time on the way, you know, we're spending that time, but I mean, I need the XP, so we're at 51 XP, I think when we started the boss, and so now that 15, we're at 59, probably 60. So you won't see any complaints from me.
Cannot do that yet.
The Druid is pretty solid too, that's a solid class. We have a nice combo. Druid, Warlock, I mean, it'd be nicer if we had Healer. I did not expect that. My level is so stinking low. She's gonna be at level 30, even trying to get into Scarlet Monastery, it's gonna be tough. I mean, maybe with all these quests, maybe between fighting our way out, turning in all these quests, she might get to 31. And whatever, it is what it is. I felt like so doom and gloom about the leveling up process, and it's just, if I gotta grind, I have to grind, you know? Is what it is. Alright, so more of these little turkeys. And then we're back up in the beginning area. So now also, because we went right at the circle instead of left, we have to walk all the way around. We could have just quickly walked. Now, and then that means there's a chance we're going to run into a Peacekeeper bot, but it's not a big deal. Okay. Oh no, we might as well just go this way. Because those guys I saw over there were sort of kind of respawned. So I'm just going to kind of work my way through. Fighting what I can. My damage is just so doo-doo. Okay. That's it. So they are, whatever, we're fine. honestly, these little, when we have these multi-target packs, that's actually hurting the team worse. Oh, this little bugger.
Ability is not
Yeah, my damage is so bad. Okay. Alright, so we already did clear, like, all of this. Now we come up this way. So this is, now we're back to where it's cleared. Alright, so now we fight our way back up here, but there's a couple little mobs. Okay. Alright, so I warned him about the alarm, and then now he just... This is either a pat or a respawn. Yeah, so that's what we do. We ended up picking up the second one. That's fine. Yeah, we can line of sight that guy. That's good. That's good. Now we're fighting two elites, but I think between us we can do it. We are getting super close. Again, we didn't fight our way through, so we're gonna have to fight a couple slimes, a couple trogs, because the really by now usually the trogs have respawned. That's the real problem. Alright, so, like I said, it's just me. I would just stealth. Okay, cool, we got him. Let's let him heal up a bit. Okay. So we're off to the side here. Now we're almost back, because this will connect us into the the irradiated zone. So then that one is just, it's just a matter of getting ourselves in past whatever little slimes we might find. And honestly, the trickiest part is going to be depending on how many trogs respawn at the end. There might be a part where we've got to kill 3 trogs at once, and that's about as tricky as it's going to get. So these guys, again, immune to my poison. So this is not a poison friendly. If you are a poison person, i.e. a rogue, not the friendliest dungeon for you. Alright, let's go ahead and... I mean, luckily, Warlock's spamming Shadow Bolts, that's what I do on my my one that I play with my wife, is a pretty solid build. Okay, so here's where we gotta kill these couple, and then that's it. We're home free at this point. These are the last 2 we really have to kill. Okay. So we fight these, and then we can go and turn in the. I mean, again, it's for me. It's worth it for the XP. We're gonna draw that other guy. Yeah, we're gonna get the other irradiated dude. Yeah. Nice kill. Right before he got out on. I'm gonna go ahead and pull my. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna get ready for a kidney shot. Alright, so it has to be. You have to use. Crap. Okay, so I just aggroed them. That's why I wanted to clean the room before. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and keep myself. I'm gonna try to build up my. Yeah, okay, so I got a kick on there. And now I'm gonna save actually for kidney shot. Wait for it to get a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Nice. And now my boot. There we go, he interrupted him. Yep. Nice. So we got the heals off. That was great. Good combo between me and old Bareface there. Okay, so the grime-encrusted ring. The gnomish contraption before you bears a plaque calling it the Sparklematic 5200. The gist of the machine from reading the instructions below the plaque is to scrub away dirt that an item might have. The machine has a coin slot, accepting 3 silver coins to start the process once the item is placed inside it. It seems as though the grime-encrusted ring you found earlier is just a thing to try in this machine. It costs 3 silver to get the quest. You place the ring inside the Sparklematic 5200 and deposit a silver coin into the slot. Painful grinding noises emanate from the machine as it begins to jerk around violently. One can only guess what is happening with the ring inside the machine. The machine suddenly stops, trumpeting the cessation with a simple ding. The item receptacle opens up to reveal a small box that's neatly wrapped with a red bow. It would appear that the Sparklematic 5200 also wraps gifts. You get the Return of the Ring, same name of the quest on the Alliance. Opening the box produced by the Sparklematic 1500 reveals a shiny ring. Donning the ring, you feel magic power surge through your body. Inside the band is a small, but nonetheless discernible imprint of the seal of Orgrimmar engraved. So that's Monday. It's Orgrimmar instead of Ironforge. Engraved letters are next to it, but only the first 3 stand out even after cleaning. Nog. So those 3 letters are different. This may signify either the initials of the previous owner or perhaps the initials of the ring's crafter. Keep the ring or find Nog. Decisions. And then, of course, we can go ahead. Okay, to continue to open these. I'm going to because I want the chance at the, So this is a 4 stamina, 4 spirit ring. I mean, sure, it's a little... My rings are dog. I have a 3 agility. Not amazing. But that's it. We're gonna do our... We got another smooth pebble. I have 6 more objects, so... we did get some XP for doing that first step of the quest. So that's useful. Silver ore, I will take that. That's worth the rest combined. That's worth the 20 silver, almost. Not quite, but sure. You do have to wait if you don't bop around a Malachite A. Am I alone? I am alone. They left me, so they're off about their business now, which is fine. I'm getting a lot of smooth pebbles, so we only have 3 more chances at this necklace. It's pretty low. I would say maybe like a 5% chance. I've only had a necklace drop, I think, 3 times. Tiger's Eye, yeah, so all of these things are useful for an engineer, but not amazing for what you pay. A lot of this stuff is... Or stone. I mean, at least it's some... Oh, yeah. Goblin rocket boots? I love that. 41 armor. What do they do? Let me look at that, actually, in my engineering. That's cool. So, we got the Goblin rocket boots. 41 armor, because they're cloth, right? Yeah, so... They basically give you a... They give you a chance at getting, like, a sprint. Need really. Alright, that was my last one. I got a small lustrous pearl, so it is what it is. I mean, you could probably make a little bit of money selling those. Now we also have, I can hark back to Booty Bay. Cool. We'll do that, and then we will on the next episode when we do this, we'll turn in the Booty Bay quests, and then we'll travel back to Orgrimmar for a good time. Alright everybody, so I appreciate you all. Thank you. We have another episode in the pipe 5x5. It was a successful run, and I'll see you next time on World of Warcraft. Peace!